This is the brand new Cyberpunk themed map in Assetto Corsa. The map was created by CToretto and is inspired by the game Cyberpunk. You can play this track online on the full send servers now. Boys, we are back on Assetto Corsa and we are currently on the track Nexus City. This is a brand new track that was recently released by CToretto and is one that I'm jumping on for the first time and playing. We are currently in FPS Cheese Pro Spec GR86 and this thing looks absolutely incredible, and I love the little flag that it has on top of the roof that is blowing around just as a little detail. It is something very nice. This GR86 is running over 1000 horsepower and sounds absolutely mental. It actually handles really well, to be fair, for a pro spec drift car, something I'm not that used to drifting in. However, later on we will be jumping onto the full send drift servers and trying out the map online with other players. For anybody who doesn't know, CToretto owns the full send drift servers, so any new maps he creates will most likely be on one of his servers, and Nexus City is indeed on one of these servers. So I will be jumping on there and we will probably be using the WDTS car pack, as that is the most common car pack online, and we'll be jumping on and hopefully trying to do some tandems with other players. And I thought I almost overshot that, but we actually ended up saving it, and this GR86 absolutely rips. I think it's only fair that we try out first person in this car. Now you can see it's got a screamer pipe on the front, so you can actually see the flames spitting out of the screamer pipe at the front as well, which is absolutely mental. I have no idea why people choose the color blue for flames in this game. There are a lot of blue flames in Assetto Corsa. Is it something to do with the mix of petrol? Maybe it's releasing more gas than petrol or something. I'm not 100% sure why the flame would be blue. Maybe it's an actual thing that happens, but majority of the time flames aren't blue. This is my favorite part of the track at the start here, where you have this really steep corner and you come back on yourself. Now, if you're good enough, unlike me, you probably would have carried that with a bit more momentum. However, I did manage to almost stop there, but we managed to carry it on and continue through this track. Now, this track is actually really neat. Oh god, as I was saying, this track is actually very neat, and something that is completely inspired by Cyberpunk is really cool, considering he hasn't taken anything from Cyberpunk and has made it more of an inspiration, or taken inspiration from the game, should I say, and made it his own. It's definitely something that is worth giving him a lot of credit for, as it's very hard to come up with ideas that aren't just ripping from other tracks. Can we just take a minute to look at these green bars that are coming up on the side when I rev the car? I did not know this car had that. That is from Formula Drift, I noticed. They do have these lights on the front and the brake light on the back and on the front too. I've added some weather effects to this game now, so we've got a bit of water on the floor and things are going to be a bit more slidey. However, the game looks incredible. I've set it to a bit more of a nighttime vibe as well, so we're kind of drifting around in the city in this kind of early mornings or just before midnight vibe, and it's looking really cool. It definitely fills the city and makes it very bright and stand out quite a lot, especially that sign over there. That thing is super bright, and obviously the floor reflects quite a lot with the rain, but it does look incredible. That's one thing that I love about Assetto Corsa graphics mods. I'm assuming if you come down here, this will probably take you to where you would start. I'm guessing maybe if we go down here, this would be the pits, because I saw that it looked like a car park, and usually on a CToretto map you start in the car park, so I would 100% say this is the pits. Maybe we could even find the red box. That usually is where you would spawn. However, oh, there it is. Just before I jump online, can we take a moment to appreciate how good looking this car is? I have to admit, I'm not a big fan of the gold rims, but these ones have grown on me. We are on the full send drift server and we are in the Sora. Now, I absolutely love this thing, and one thing that I do know is I can't say Sora correctly. Every time I said it in a previous video of mine, people were like in the comments, nope, that is not how you say it, or you were questioning how I said it. So if I say it wrong, then I'm actually sorry. But Sora is definitely one of my favorite cars, and it is super awesome, and I do love the look of it too. I actually really enjoyed the Vertex Ridge Toyota Sora mod as well. That thing looks insane. We've got someone behind us. I'm gonna let him pass and then try and follow him around this track and see if we can get some sort of tandems going. I do actually have names enabled today, so I can actually see who I'm drifting with, where usually I don't actually have names enabled, so sometimes I have no idea who I'm drifting or racing with, and it's quite sad because then I kind of lose track of these people and I have no idea who I was playing with, so I don't ever get to see, or I don't find them and join them in a tandem because I have no idea who it is. However, I'm usually pretty open to joining anybody in a tandem or any sort of train, as long as we're all there having fun. I don't see the problem in who you are driving with. This guy in front is absolutely ripping it though. I've got to give it to him. He is a very good drifter and he's having a lot of fun. We've got someone else joining us here, and hopefully he doesn't cut in and crash into us. No, we've managed to get around that kind of hairpin section there with him, and we haven't actually been interrupted by the guy behind. However, I did kind of lose my flow there, which wasn't great. So now I've got to try and follow this guy's line and stay with him because I've kind of messed up the line, and now I'm a bit too far on the inside. Hopefully we can drag that back a bit and keep up with him, although I seem to be all over the place here, and I'm not quite in that position to tandem with him yet, although we've seemed to have cleared up our line now and things are looking a lot better, and I'm loving the graphics on this server. Everything looks really clean and smooth on this server graphics wise. I'm not sure what kind of CSP settings they're using on this server, but everything does look really good, and that's always a bonus, and the reflections on the cars look great as well. So I feel like this server has actually perfected the graphics, making them very simple but super effective. Now, this might not look like this for everyone, but it looks pretty good for me. Now, I'm a big fan of this Sora, and I was wondering what car in the WDTS car pack is your favorite. I know there is a lot of 240SX, 180SX cars, and obviously you've got your Sylvias too, and I was just wondering, what car do you guys choose in the WDTS pack? Let me know in the comments below what car you would go for if you had the opportunity to pick it. I personally either go for an S15 or the Toyota Sora because this thing is absolutely awesome, and there's not many people who usually rep this online. It's a bit of an underdog sleeper car, nothing too crazy. Obviously it still has roughly the same amount of power as the other cars in the pack, but I just imagine people prefer the looks of the other cars over the Sora. But it is one of my favorite ones, and I just really love some of the body kits you can actually get for it, especially if you download any of the mods for the Sora. There are a lot of cool mods for it, especially my favorite, the Vertex Ridge Toyota Sora mod. That thing looks absolutely incredible. This track isn't actually very big, but neither is the other CToretto tracks that he makes. They are a fairly decent size, but never too crazy. Let's try one lap in first person and see how this goes. Now, I've already seen that my settings are a bit messed up on this server. I really do need to zoom out a bit. I feel very, very close to the steering wheel, and things feel a bit like my FOV is very low. That is something I don't quite like. I feel like I need to move back in the chair. It almost just feels as if I'm almost on top of the steering wheel, which is pretty gross. However, it still drifts very nicely. It's just a weird seating position for me, but it's not too bad. I could still get used to it. It's just something personally I would much rather sit a bit further back than be this close. Oh god, I would definitely recommend jumping on the full send drift servers and giving this track a try. This is called Nexus City for anybody who is wondering, and it is one that I would highly recommend giving a try, as it is a brand new map, and CToretto himself makes some really good maps. Oh no, we've messed up and we've got someone coming in. This track also has a paid for section on CToretto's Patreon where you can actually unlock a bit more of the map and explore it a bit further, but we are currently on the free version, so we have basically everything you've seen in this video. If you don't want to pay for the map, that's fine. You can download it for free and jump into his servers on the Full Send Drift server Discord that is hosted by CToretto, and you can play this map with some other players or jump into a solo session.